Hey gang, what's good? Welcome to another Mass Effect Andromeda multiplayer character class overview and build guide. This time, we're looking at the Krogan Engineer. I've gotten my Krogan Engineer up to level 20 and rank 10. I've also cleared out several gold difficulty missions using this build and surprisingly did quite well. In all of these matches, including the on-screen footage, I did not use any temporary booster items whatsoever. Anyways, in patch 1.05, the Krogan Engineer was among some of the worst character classes in the game due to her focus on power damage, which, at the time, was severely underperforming in gold difficulty. Thankfully, 1.06 improved almost all power and combo damage across the board. Now, she's a fine choice that's certainly valuable in gold difficulty. That said, she's by no means the best power-centric character available, and you'll need to play conservatively utilizing cover, as she lacks survivability in a major way. I tried several builds on the Krogan Engineer, and although I desperately wanted her to excel at combos, her cooldowns are simply too long to rely on combo damage unless you're also relying on ammo boosters or being in a group with specific classes. So this build instead focuses on using her powers as effective answers to specific threats. For your loadout, ideally you'll use a weapon that lets you clean up basic fodder enemies who only have red health bars. In this video, I mostly use the Ruzad shotgun and the Carnifex handgun, and of course, try to get a hold of the engineering kit ASAP for 30% more power damage. Alright then, let's get to the talents. You'll first note that we've only got a single point in Rage. We avoid this talent because it revolves around getting melee kills. This class just flat out doesn't have any other talents or powers to support a melee build, both in terms of damage and survivability. So let's start from the top, checking out what we should go with. Overload is our answer to shielded enemies. It should bring down all but the most powerful enemy shields, and we should always be trying to charge it up for maximum damage. Keep in mind that Overload provides a useful stun that enemies cannot dodge. Use this in a pinch if you're being flanked or need to stun enemies to keep them from dodging an incinerate projectile. All of our talent picks here will be in favor of eliminating enemy shields. So, at rank 4, we opt for additional damage, at rank 5, we get anti-shield, and at rank 6, we grab EMP. Combined with our passives, we'll make short work of enemy shields, even Remnant Destroyer shields, which are pretty strong. Assault Turret is now a solid damage-dealing power. Once you figure out ideal placement locations, you'll notice it getting you kills and assists thanks to its constant hail of bullets. At rank 4, we opt for recharge speed. 1.06 made the cooldown timer start on deployment rather than on destruction, so unless the situation is really dire, we should have 100% uptime on our turret. At rank 5, we opt for damage. While our turret's damage is low, it is also constant and rapidly adds up over time. Omnilink is also a good pick, but requires far more micromanaging the redeployment of your turret as the battlefield shifts. At rank 6, we take cryo ammo. Flamethrower is fantastic damage, but requires your turret be close to your enemies, and the larger enemies that you'd ideally want to use it on will instantly destroy your turret on collision, regardless of its health. Incinerate is going to be our answer to armored targets, which are some of the biggest threats. At rank 4, we opt for burning. Combined with passives, this allows for 100% uptime on our Incinerate's damage over time effect. This pays off in a big way against larger boss-type enemies like Fiends and Hydra mechs. At rank 5, we opt for anti-armor so we can more easily deal with armored threats. Impact works great against, well, weaker targets, but on gold difficulty, sometimes it won't even one-shot every low-health enemy. I find that it's better to just clean up those stragglers with your weapon. At rank 6, we opt for double incinerate. As mentioned earlier, our cooldowns are just too long to effectively use combos. Remember that although the second incinerate seeks another target, both will impact the same target if it is large enough or close enough to you. I don't believe the damage over time stacks, but the impact damage certainly does. Finally, we come to our other passive ability, Offensive Tech. At rank 4, we opt for Power Enhancement over Combo Detonation. As we went over, combos are great when you can get them off, but our cooldowns are just too long to justify investing fully into combo talents. At rank 5, I recommend Anti-Armor, unless you're fighting exclusively Remnant for several matches. Finally, at rank 6, the choice is more up to you. If you're running with heavier weapons, the added weapon weight cap will help you keep low cooldowns. Elemental tech is pretty situational, unless you micromanage what your turret is firing at. But you can usually guarantee it will take effect on larger enemies that will be alive for longer. Personally, I prefer weapon mass reduction. Alright, thanks for checking out this brief character class guide for the Krogan Engineer. Expect more in the future, and I'll likely redo older character videos from patch 1.05 since they're a little out of date. Anyways, I've also got an insanity difficulty playthrough going of the single-player campaign. Check it out if you're into those sorts of videos. Thanks again, and peace.